What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Unknown Coatings channel. Got two projects kind of in one video, but both using the same color. I had a couple people request these two different things using the same color, so I thought I'd put together a video and put it up for you guys. The first part of this video is going to be doing transparent gold over top of chrome plating, actual chrome plating. The second part is going to be over top of super chrome. So the first part of this is these three motorcycle headlight rings that are in chrome, and I believe these were used, but they were in very good condition. There was no scratches or anything wild on any of these, which is really the only way that I would suggest shooting over top of chrome, is if it's new or like new chrome. First part of this process, obviously, we're just going to be wiping these down. I use denatured alcohol to do all of this stuff. Also use these rags, which are theoretically lint free. I don't think they're actually lint free, but they're pretty damn close. I'll show you guys later in the video how to go about the process of getting rid of any lint they may leave behind. And I'm being like over the top with this. I clean these. I think I ended up cleaning these headlights 3 different times before I sprayed them. You want to make sure that there is absolutely zero contaminants. You know, we don't have the advantage of sandblasting these, obviously, to remove everything. So you want to make sure they are very clean. This is the color we're using, transparent gold from Prismatic, of course. I had gotten these hung up and I got kind of pulled away on another project, so I ended up coming back over to this booth. There's multiple booths now, and came back over to this booth and decided to wipe them down one more time. I'm going to end up going over them with a torch as well, which you'll see here in just a second. I noticed while I was making this video, we are exceptionally close to 15,000 subscribers. Which is just wild to me that we ever even got near that. So if you like powder coating content and want to see more videos, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on all notifications, get a heads up for when we post a video. Oh, and if you want to help me out, hit the like button. It's absolutely free, just like subscribing, and it just makes sure that this video gets in front of more people. So after I wiped those all down with denatured alcohol again, once again, I believe this was the 3rd time. I think I only recorded 2 of them. I blow them all off just to make sure that everything's off of them, and then I'm going to go around them again with a MAP gas torch. What this torch is doing is it's burning off any lint that my, quote-unquote lint-free towels may have left behind. It's also just another, easy, quick step in the cleaning process. You can usually tell if there's lint, but there'll be little, what look like little sparks flying off of them. So we got the Optiflex 2 here, and powder's already loaded up, and we're on program 1. I keep getting asked to put up a video of the different programs that I use and settings that I use, and I swear I will do that this week sometime. Don't know when, but it will be this week for sure. It's a pretty straightforward process. This color is actually kind of finicky. You want to make sure that you get really good coverage on it, and it always looks like you get good coverage. There have been times where I've sprayed this color, checked it with an LED flashlight, everything looked good, and then I go and pull it out of the oven, and although it does have a glossy appearance indicating that I got the powder even on it, it's almost like it pulls the pigment to the edges quite a bit. I found some kind of workarounds for that, but honestly they vary so much from part to part that it would be really hard for me to go through and explain to you guys the different ways to make this powder kind of work better for you. Transparent golds and coppers and things of that nature are, typically kind of hated on by most of the powder coating community, just because there are some issues with how well they lay out and the kind of edge pulling or edge building that they end up doing. But going over these now, they appear to have a good even coat. I'm pretty confident in them, and I'm going to be going and throwing them in the oven, and they come out looking like this. Now, I will admit that the lighting in this does make them look a little bit lighter, I guess in color, a little less gold than they actually are. They're actually quite a bit more gold than this, but they do have like a good overall look. They're not like a perfect match to gold plating necessarily, but they would definitely fool most people if you were just, had them on your motorcycle and decided to zip around town. People walking by, people in cars, things of that nature would definitely think that you had gold plated parts on your bike. But because we don't always have the opportunity to shoot over chrome plating, we of course have situations where we got to put down a super chrome base, and this was the second thing that people had been asking for involving transparent gold powder. I had this machine that I needed to get super chrome down onto and then spray transparent gold. And I decided, all right, well, we'll just throw all this in together in one video since this is what you guys wanted to see. And I actually do get asked about transparent gold a lot because, like I said earlier in this video, there are a lot of powder coaters who really dislike transparent golds and coppers. They just have a tendency to be way too finicky. And this is just pretty straight up. We're just throwing a normal super chrome from Prismatic over top of all these parts, which of course requires a full cure before going to color. Gotten a lot of questions lately, both in comments and through email and other social media platforms, of people asking about, cure situations. And I feel like Prismatic is now doing a really good job of explaining exactly what their cure situations are for each of their powders. It's actually printed on the label with their powder. That's something that they haven't always done, obviously, but you have to pay really close attention to a lot of these things. This illusion colors are a big one for people that they just seem to really struggle on. And then the other one is clears, like when to put clears down. So I'll probably have to put together a full video explaining the different reasons that you cure things at different amounts, that are not just straight types of powder related. I don't know, maybe that'll be an upcoming video. I do definitely want to thank you guys for getting me up to nearly 15,000 subscribers. I think I've mentioned a bunch of times in other kind of milestones for this channel as we've gotten more and more subscribers. I never thought that I would even get 1,000 subscribers on a YouTube channel specifically for powder coating, especially in kind of the way that I do videos. I've had a lot of variance in videos, taken a lot of time off at random from making videos. But I'm glad that people are finding an interest in this channel, and I have tons more videos coming out, so I'm just going to keep kind of blasting through them and continue to grow this channel. Now we're going to program 2, obviously, going to top coat. This is that same color. We're putting the same gold over top of this super chrome. Once again, when you spray it over chrome plating, I feel like it lays quite a bit better than when you spray it over super chrome. It has a tendency to still be a bit finicky, but not nearly as finicky as when you're putting it over another coat of powder. The coverage, no matter how many times you check it, even if you think it's perfect, I almost promise, or I can almost guarantee that when you pull these parts out of the oven, there will be spots in them that are light. And it happens most on like big flat surfaces. Doing some of these like smaller parts seem to be easier and have less issues. But on these bigger pieces where you have these big flat areas in the panels, the pigment itself tends to pull towards the edges. Not necessarily the whole powder, just the pigment in the powder. Once again, that's kind of demonstrated by the fact that you'll see like a nice glossy finish after you pull it out of the oven, but the color isn't there. The color's only on the edges, and it will be kind of clear in some of the centers. I actually ended up doing fairly well on these. I was fully expecting to have to redo these at least once, just because this color is traditionally pretty finicky. But as you can see, these came out absolutely spectacular. This is probably one of my favorite transparent golds. There's a couple other ones. I guess if you need more information about transparent gold, just make a comment down below and I'll try to give you some of my favorites. But the customer was absolutely in love with these. They came out great. They ended up going on like kind of a white background. Most of this gold stuff was surrounded by white, and it looked absolutely spectacular when it was done. Kind of bummed out I didn't get to show you guys pictures of it all done, but here's the motorcycle with the headlight trim from the very beginning. Now I admit this is not the best picture. I was actually just taking this picture to show a friend, but hopefully you guys can see it well enough. And I personally think it looks great on this bike. This guy obviously has other gold accents on it that we've done in the past, and they look spectacular. Alright guys, that wraps it up for this video. Look forward to seeing you in the next one.